comprehending God remains an elusive pursuit, for knowing God necessitates first-hand experience. In this vast universe, everything is an experience of the divine. This higher power has been called many names: the universe, God, or source, or even the great mystery. But whatever name you choose, one thing remains true. It is a part of us, and we are a part of it. This understanding points towards the extraordinary power of unlimited consciousness, an infinite universal source that resides within each one of us. This connection is often lost or blocked by certain ideas, prejudices, and dogmas. William Blake once questioned why we seek help from God when He resides within us. In reality, God does not exist as something outside of ourselves, as He is within us, and we are in Him. It seems as if we are constantly searching for something external to fill a void within ourselves. We believe that if we can just find this external entity, then we will finally feel complete and fulfilled. But the truth is that God is not external to us, but rather, God is within us. We are all expressions of the divine, and it is through our own being that we can connect with the divine. We don't need to search for God in some far-off place or rely on some external force to bring us closer to God. We can find God within ourselves, in our own being, in our own consciousness. When we speak of God, we speak of the divine essence that permeates all things. Some call it the cosmic fountain. Some call it the totality of life. It is present in the lover's embrace, the children's laughter, and the shine of honey. It is the sun that rises in the morning, the stars shining at night, and the moon growing and waning in the night sky. It is the beautiful insect, the humble bird in its flight, and even the ugly and vile worm. God is movement and color, light and sound. It is passion, love, and joy, but it is also sadness. Everything that exists is what we call God. Contrary to the commonly depicted image of an entity with human-like traits seated on a throne, God encompasses everything, residing at its core essence within you. Yet, the overpowering presence of your ego obscures this connection, hindering your awareness of the divine. The ego creates a divide, attributing countless human-like traits to God, personifying it as an external entity capable of judgment and harm. Efforts to describe God frequently echo human attributes, as if the ego itself strives to grasp a concept inherently beyond its reach. This is because we use tools like words, concepts, ideas, and images that originate from the creative yet limited mind, to describe something that transcends concepts and limitations. True understanding of something emerges when one immerses oneself in it, becoming a part of it. Therefore, comprehending God surfaces through experiencing its presence within you. Otherwise, the pursuit of God continues endlessly through the lens of the ego, attempting to grasp it externally. The act of observing is akin to the act of creating. What you earnestly seek through observation, you shall ultimately uncover. This process unveils the divine within, not by seeking it externally or attempting to confine it within a concept. Instead, it is discovered by observing and experiencing, realizing that it has always existed beneath the layers of the egoic mind. The essence lies in understanding that discovering God doesn't stem from an exhaustive external quest, but rather from turning your focus inward, within yourself. The presence of God becomes more evident when your mind is serene, devoid of distractions, and when you are entirely present in the moment. When we recognize that God dwells within us, we can begin to understand the power and potential that lies within us. We no longer need to call upon God for help, as we have the strength and wisdom to face any challenge that comes our way. Acknowledging this inherent connection challenges us to look inward, where the essence of this boundless power dwells. The quest for understanding shifts from seeking external validations to exploring the depths of our inner being. It's a journey that invites us to dissolve the barriers of perception and preconception, leading us to uncover the eternal presence that exists within. So what role does the consciousness of ourselves, of each one of us, play in all this? Well, our consciousness is not separate from the cosmic source, but is rather a manifestation of it. We are one with the Creator, and through our consciousness we can tap into the infinite creativity and wisdom of the universe and become co-creators of our reality. We can use our imagination and visualization to bring forth our deepest desires and manifest them into reality. As creators, we have been gifted with a powerful tool that enables us to manifest whatever we can envision in our minds: imagination. The ancient Hermetists have long understood that everything that exists in our reality is actually a product of the mind, or the imagination of the infinite consciousness or God. Therefore, everything is in the mind, and the universe is a mental creation. We have to live our lives knowing that we are very real for ourselves, for our plane of existence, even though we are imaginary creations within the vastness of everything. You, as human imagination, did not start in your mother's womb and will not end in the grave. You are a pre-existing being who emptied yourself of your memory for a divine purpose. Well, to come to this world, we had to completely empty ourselves of our creative power, our wisdom, and our glory. We had to take on this cross called man, with all its weaknesses and limitations. We are all part of God, the whole, the Creator, and our consciousness is the bridge that connects us to this divine source. The ego, which is our sense of self and identity, is just a part of us, defined by our memories and experiences. But beyond the ego, there is something deeper within us, the true essence of who we are, which is divine and infinite. The illusion of an I separates us from the rest of the universe, making us believe that we have control over our existence. But we cannot control that we exist, and everything that happens in our lives occurs naturally and spontaneously, just like the universe itself. However, you cannot make this discovery while you identify solely with your ego, while you think that you are you, and hold into the illusion of separation from the divine. We have been brought up to see ourselves as separate individuals with our own unique consciousness and ability to act. This perception leads us to view the world around us as something distinct from us, foreign and unfamiliar, which we must confront and engage with. But the truth is that we are not separate from the divine. One way to understand this concept is through the Hindu story of Indra's net. In this story, there is a vast net that stretches infinitely in all directions, with a jewel at each intersection point. Each jewel reflects all the other jewels in the net, and every reflection of a jewel contains all the other jewels within it. This symbolizes the interconnectedness of all things, and how each person is both a unique expression of the cosmic source and a reflection of the whole. We are part of a larger whole, and our individual desires must align with the greater good of the universe. We must be mindful of the impact our actions have on the world around us, and strive to live in harmony with this interconnected web of existence. Everything is consciousness, and consciousness is everything. Nothing can exist outside of your own consciousness because you are an emanation, an expansion of this energy. You are one with the source, and you are already one with this consciousness. Everything is an expression of this consciousness. Everything is an expression of this energy, and you are no exception. You are not separate from it, you are part of it, and this is where the true power lies. In Hermetic teachings and mentalism, the phrase, "as above, so below," suggests that there is a correspondence between different levels of reality. It suggests that what happens on a small scale can be used to understand what happens on a larger scale, and vice versa. It suggests that the patterns of the universe reflect patterns within the individual. By understanding the workings of the universe, we can gain insight into our own nature, and by understanding ourselves, we can gain insight into the nature of the universe. When you understand that you are part of this infinite consciousness, you realize that you have access to all its power, wisdom, and knowledge. You don't need an intermediary or a middleman to connect you to this cosmic force because you are already connected to it. You just need to become aware of this connection and learn how to use it to your advantage. And how do you do that? By learning to be honest with yourself and by perceiving this universal force as a father, a mother, or a supportive companion who is always with you. Honesty and humility are the keys to unlocking the power of this infinite consciousness because they require you to be true to yourself and to your deepest and true desires. When you are honest with yourself, you acknowledge your true desires and dreams. You don't try to hide them or pretend they don't exist. You embrace them and allow them to guide you towards your purpose in life. And when you perceive this cosmic force as a loving companion who is always with you, you become more confident and empowered to pursue your dreams. You don't have to be afraid of anything because you know that you are not alone in this journey. You have the power of the universe behind you, guiding you and supporting you every step of the way. You are already connected to it, and you have access to all its power and wisdom. You just need to become aware of this connection and learn how to use it to your advantage. Be honest with yourself, follow your dreams, and trust that the universe has your back. You are divine. You are here on earth for a reason. Embrace your true nature and let your light shine bright. You are the absolute creator of all your experiences. Listen to your higher self and follow your heart. Remember who you are, a divine being who has taken on human form for a purpose. Embrace your humanity, but do not forget your divinity. Remember that the power and wisdom of imagination is within you, waiting to be awakened.